grateful to be back to Bangladesh. Since before COVID, I was here in 2019. I've seen a lot of changes in the last few days when I'm in Bangladesh. So, all the best, and you're doing a great job, and there's a lot of positive development within the Bangladesh that I'm seeing in the last few days. So, congratulations. So I'm here. My name is Tsoi, as mentioned, from the MC. I lead the Collective Action Department as the Sustainable Apparel Coalition. Just put up your hand if you know the Sustainable Apparel Coalition. Wow, a lot of hands. Okay, so I won't dive into details what is Sustainable Apparel Coalition. We can dive straight into our decarbonization program. So as you probably know, the SAC, we are here to support the apparel, footwear, and textile industry. We represent 45% of the apparel, footwear, and textile sector. And we are here to transform the business for exponential impact through engaging with groundbreaking tools such as the Higg Index. So I'm sure a lot of you know the Higg Index quite well. And we collaborate through partnership and trusted leadership to enable our industry to become sustainability leaders and transition into net zero, which is truly important. As mentioned by many speakers this morning, we need to work on climate change. We need to promote collective action. Okay. We'll talk a little bit. So in the SAC, we have 280 plus global members, which representing brands and retailers, manufacturers, and affiliate members, which represent NGO, academics, non-governmental organizations. We represent 33 countries and represent around 845 billion of annual revenue. So that means we are representing more than 45% of the global apparel industry. The Higg Index, I'm sure you are very familiar. Put up your hand if you are using the Higg Index. Very cool. Very, very cool. Thank you for using the Higg Index. So the Higg Index, I won't go into very much details about how the calculation works. And I won't ask you what score you're scoring for your facility, all right? So I'll tell you a little bit more about the next step, what you need to do after you get your score. So the Higg Index actually has 5 key type of tools. We have the Material Sustainability Index for you to measure the material impacts of your materials. We have the Facility modules, which measure every single factory of your environmental impacts, water, energy, chemicals, wastewater, air emissions, those 7 impact areas that you are actually measuring in each of your facility. And we have the FSLM, a lot of acronyms here, Social and Labor Convergence, and also the FSLM, the Fair Labor modules, which helps you to evaluate your social performance of your facility. We also have brand and retail tools which help any companies who want to understand about their sustainability performance. So just go into a little bit, I won't go into details. A lot of you agree with me that climate change is felt across 7 different continents. So you will see here, Europe, a lot of impact is being felt. In Bangladesh specifically, we are looking into a lot of droughts, and either you have monsoon season, you have a lot of flooding occurs, which affect a lot of communities. And then you see in more developed countries like New Zealand, Australia, there's also drought and floods happening, and it's a lot of many different unpredictable weather, which actually affect a lot of workers and communities around the world. So this is what we need to do to mitigate climate change through collective action, because one individual company would not be able to solve this problem. And then the apparel and footwear sector, where we are now, we are representing around 2 to 8% of the global greenhouse gas emission. And we are feeling a lot of pressure. I'm sure you are feeling a lot of pressure from your buyers, from regulators, how many requirements I need to fulfill, right, before I get my order. And globally, as some of the ministers and speakers in the opening, which said, globally, we are not doing so well, right? But I think climate change, you need to take regional and local actions. So we are here, from the SAC, we are here to convene our members and the industry to drive towards a low-carbon transition. And as you probably know from the IPCC report and the UN Environmental Program report, which tells you there's a dire warning. We need to take action now, and we need to do it fast. We have 3 years to do this before any disasters or any catastrophic effects that would happen across the world. And look at this. If we look at the climate clock, we have 6 years and 4 months to do this. Together, we have to do it fast. So with the SAC, which is represent half of the apparel and footwear and textile sector, one of our strategic objectives is to activate our ecosystem for action. It is to engage with every single one of you sitting here in this room. And also, beyond that, with other factories, other value chain partners, workers, and community across the world. One of our key aspirational objectives is to mitigate climate change. I believe mitigating climate change is not enough. We also need to look at ways to build climate resilience. And I don't have all the solutions for you. We need to co-create the solutions together. Okay, so one of our objectives is to halve our emissions in line with science-based target by 2030. Okay. So we did some research a couple of years ago with the WRI, the World Resource Institute, and the Apparel sector, AII, so Apparel Institute, and Impact Institute. And we found that we need to, the apparel sector will keep growing to around 1.5 gigatons of greenhouse gas emission by 2030. We need to get the curve down into 50%, which is, if you calculate your mass, is around annually, we need to reduce around 57.5 megatons of greenhouse gas emission per year. And with the SAC, we are trying to roll out this decarbonization program, provide enough support and guidance and assessment tools. I call assessment tool, which is a standardized assessment tools, which will help supply chain partners in order to measure greenhouse gas emission. And we are also helping industry partners and members to commit and set science-based target. After setting science-based target, we also want to convene and create synergies with industry partners like the Bangladesh Apparel Exchange and many different partners here in order to create actions and impact. So here is our decarbonization program, how we are going to reach 45% reduction by 2030. And our longer-term goal, of course, is to hit net zero by 2050. So you will see here, we are providing educational and advisory support for members, including manufacturers, in order to set science-based target. Secondly, we are creating Top Action Club to enable our members to drive rapid actions. Thirdly, we are developing detailed guidance and tools in order to have a standardized method in order to measure greenhouse gas emission. I'm sure you are familiar with the FEM, Facility Environmental Module. Is being upgraded in the last 2 years. Thanks to all the stakeholders who are in the working group who helped to co-create this standardized industry tool. And if you wanted to look at the tool in a more detail, you can go into the technical paper. And the FEM 4.0 will be rolling out in November this year. Looking into the Bangladesh insights, we have 1,000 facilities, I would say, in the current facility environmental module. 80% of the manufacturers are verifying their modules, and we are seeing that 9.12 megatons of greenhouse gas carbon emissions are coming from 800 plus facilities. And only 2% of facilities are setting science-based target, which is around 15 factories are actually in the process of setting science-based target. In terms of energy sources from the 800 facilities, we know that the top energy sources are natural gas, LPG, and electricity. Most of the energy are coming from fossil fuels. This is something that we really need to work on in terms of switching to renewable energy sources and cleaner energy sources. We are here to help. We launched our decarbonization guideline in 2 weeks ago, and it's, we provide a 6-step process in order to help anybody who wants to work on science-based target, anybody who wants to go on the decarbonization journey. So you will see here understanding and get buy-in from your management on why you need to set science-based target, how you commit and set science-based target, how you set baseline, how do you validate your target, communicate, and set a decarbonization pathway. I would say from the last year that we have been working with members in the SAC, we have managed to increase the science-based adoption rate by 16% across our membership. Here is our ongoing engagement and support to our members. So we provide SBT guidance. Please also look at apparelcoalition.org to look at the decarbonization guidance and what we are doing to support the industry. We provide the peer-to-peer learning groups for manufacturers, members to come in and talk about their challenges and find common solutions. We also are going to roll out SPT training to support manufacturers to work on their greenhouse gas inventory, in particular scope 1 and 2 emission, because we have just rolled out our membership requirement in 2023, and we are supporting our members to set their scope 1, 2, and 3 targets, and we are supporting our manufacturers to set their science-based target into scope 1 and 2 target. We are also rolling out Top Action Club to be able to convene with the industry partners and supply chain partners in order to drive climate action faster. So here, with the membership and the engagement with the industry, we want to drive a wider impact through our ecosystem partnership. And we are working with AII, United Nations, Fashion Charter, the Industry Reward, CDXC, and the Pakistan Environmental Trust. So more detail, you can freely download our decarbonization guidance. I will stop here because I think my time is out a few minutes. So thank you for listening, and I'm happy to have a chat with all of you to understand about your challenge, and perhaps we can have a chat over lunch. So thank you very much for listening.